Today on Going Public, with the Reggae offerings open, Treble isn't wasting a minute getting in front of investors.
It's for the audience. We want them and you to be partners.
Oh, and did I mention they are starting with a billionaire?
I've been told his nickname is the King.
While Tony Drockton, is risking life and limb to deliver Hammond's investor message to the masses.
I'll take this over looking at spreadsheets any day.
And branding expert Jeff Hoffman is joining Going Public as a mentor to help these companies scale and navigate the ins and outs of being a public company.
There are things you gotta do right or you'll never get to that scale.
This is Going Public. Okay, so before we get to these companies, let's get some very important legal issues out in the open. Going public is for entertainment purposes, and at no time do the company, sponsors, nor any participants provide investment advice, endorsement, analysis, or recommendations with respect to securities. On Going Public, you're going to hear from 4 companies that are giving you an opportunity to invest through an exemption from registration with the SEC called Regulation A. These offerings have not gone through a registration process with the SEC and do not have the investor protection that it provides. And it should be noted that just because the show is called Going Public, there is no guarantee that any company will in fact go public or ever list on an exchange like NASDAQ, for example. Bottom line, you need to know the risks going in. The companies have all filed an offering circular with the SEC that you should read carefully, including the section called risk factors, because these are speculative and illiquid offerings and you can lose some or all of your money. And Going Public makes no assurances or guarantees that any potential investor commitment or strategies discussed will result in company's success. Another thing you need to know is that Going Public is operated by Crush Capital, and Crush Capital is being compensated by the companies featured on the show. And some of our mentors have interest in the companies as well. These relationships mean that there could be a conflict of interest between the investors, Crush Capital, the companies featured, and the mentors on the show. We detail all these potential conflicts on the Going Public website at goingpublic.com.
I love pitching investors Treble. It's what I live for.
Treble is an app that allows users to search, preview, download, and play offline the music that they're passionate about.
That's a pretty good upside.
Bob loves to close the deal. He loves the hunt. He takes that as a huge challenge. When you tell Bob no, what he hears is, sell me more.
So today is our pitch with a billionaire by the name of Chris Burch. For those of you who don't know, Chris Burch is the co-founder of the Tory Burch clothing and retail line, and he is a prolific angel investor at Burch Creative Capital, over 60 investments. I've been told his nickname is the King.
I'm Chris Burch. I build my own companies. So I love to create. I love to invest in entrepreneurs and in new businesses. The most fun is when we invest in great people that have a vision. I think the reason I've been successful is a little bit from my childhood. I was an F student, a bedwetter, a kid that really struggled with everything. And I learned through that process of ADD, of listening and listening well.
I go at an investment as an emotional partner with them. It's about their childhood, it's about how they were brought up, and it's about what their vision is and their tenacity. It's about the human. So where are you guys from?
We're from Los Angeles.
And you guys been partners how long?
3.5 years now.
4 years.
Yeah, 4 years.
Rock and roll, first job out of college? What did you guys do before?
This is my 4th company, actually.
Oh, wow.
But I'm an engineer by training, a coder, right? So the first company was highly technical, joined 5 guys, grew it to 420 people, and we actually took it public. It was a lot of fun. We ended up selling the company. So I cashed in some of my chips and started another company after that.
So Chris is a fashion guy, he knows fashion, but I also know that he's invested in tech companies. One thing that he doesn't have in his portfolio in the tech space is music tech.
Dude, you got a great personality for being an engineer, man.
Well, you know, I had to get a transplant
So
at some point.
You have a pretty good personality for an engineer. I wasn't sure whether to thank him or not.
Are you guys in the music business before? I have a lot of people in the music business.
We have not.
How'd you get the deals with the record labels?
Look, they saw the opportunity, right? All I had to do is say, we're going after the people who are not paying for music, who are unlikely to pay for music. We're expanding the size of the market for you. So you're going to talk to your label friends, and they're going to tell
I
you.
actually can't believe you did the label.
It takes 2 years on average.
Are you raising money now? Are you going public? Or what are you doing? You're just in here to hang with me?
So we have a goal, a milestone that we're trying to hit. We're trying to get to 15,666,666 users. We're at about 3.6 million. To get there, our Reggae's $25 million offering, we're very confident that we're going to raise some of it. What we could use, though, is a boost. But your name, the other people you bring in.
You can do a press release.
Big press release, say you guys are in.
I love this. You're actually pitching me hard, dude. You're pitching me hard.
When working with angel investors, you've got to wait till you see the sparkle in their eye. And when you see that, you go for the close. It's for the audience. We want them and you to be partners. All of you guys have the same terms.
So you won't let me in the early round, but you want me to go in now? You're
Let
like,
him say yes, Bob.
I'll only say yes if I have the people that I know in the music business take a quick look at it. I'll talk to them all, I'll get the thing, I'll get back to you, and it'll be excellent.
When he said he was going to check with his friends, I was like, grab Gary's cell phone, call anyone in the music industry. We're partners with these guys, and Chris, you should make an investment. I was hoping he would have made that call right in front of us.
You guys are dynamic.
Thank you.
You know, I'll give you a fist bump, I'll give you a high five, but more importantly, it's going to be called the checkout. And the checkout,
What is it? Okay, what is it?
the checkout is give me a hug, man.
I'll do it.
Because the check.
It went great. I think Chris is interested. And at one point, he hugged Bob.
I love that guy. Probably the most unorthodox meeting that we've ever had.
I think he's going to invest, but until the money is in the bank, we don't know.
And the pitching has started. This is one of the exciting parts of Reggae. As with all the companies on going public, you don't have to be a wealthy investor or a billionaire to get involved. All right, let's take a quick look at how the investment process works. First, head over to goingpublic.com. Here, you can learn more about the companies and, importantly, read the offering circulars before you click to invest. On the investment sites, just add your email, fill in some basic contact information. You must check the box that confirms you've read and understand the section called Risk Factors. Don't panic, they do require your social security number and some financial information. However, it's all kept private and required to verify your identity and investment level. On your screen, you'll see a drop-down for accredited and non-accredited investors. You need to satisfy certain conditions to be considered accredited. For example, someone with a net worth over $1 million or certain financial professionals with certifications or credentials could be considered accredited. With Reg A, both accredited and non-accredited investors have the opportunity to invest. All right, you're almost there. Now type in how many shares you want, your payment info, then just click to invest to begin your investment process.
It'll look so much better. Just don't look.
We're making a video for our reggae fundraising.
James Bond. Today, we want to bring the energy of Hammett. Every James Bond movie starts with excitement and fun. Let's be different. Let's bring that energy to this capital raising video. I'm gonna come and go left. Go left.
All right, we're rolling. This is completely different from any investor video that you've ever seen. It's just a really fun and creative way to show what they're all about.
Boys and girls, we did it!
Tony loves doing film.
Whenever I'm carrying my Hammett bag, it's the money shot.
We're good opposites.
CEO and assistant to Tony.
We have somebody who's the vision, the creative, and I'm the guy behind who makes sure that vision happens, that we keep on plan and we keep growing and we're able to scale.
We really started taking a look at how can we not just reward our early fans and our current, but how can they participate in what's going to happen, which is really exciting over the next 5 years. And crowdfunding just made sense.
I mean, we're on the cutting edge. It's exciting to be doing something different. I really think empowers the fans that already love us.
I'll take this over looking at spreadsheets any day.
If there's one thing I've learned about Tony and Hammett, it's that they do things their way, which apparently includes a stunt team and a tuxedo for their investor video. Head over to invest.hammett.com to learn more about their reggae offering and to see the final video of 00 Tony. Okay, let's switch gears a little bit. These founders are on a journey to raise money under Reg A, but success is about more than just raising money. It's about scaling up an operation, the marketing, and the brand, and that's exactly why we're bringing in some very successful mentors to help them on their journey and share firsthand experience on how to successfully scale a company. Today, we're starting off our mentor sessions with one of the best in the business.
Hey.
How's it going?
What's going on, dude? Good. Nice, look at this. How are you?
Life is good. Life is good. I'm excited to sit down with Jeff.
We got him to LA.
I know, all the way across the country, right?
I'm Jeff Hoffman. I am a mentor on season 1 here of Going Public. I've been part of quite a number of startups, Priceline.com, Booking.com, Ubid.com, so I've been building companies a long time.
What's so great about Jeff is he has this genuine kind of salt of the earth approach, yet he comes from this place of just massive experience and tenure. He's like a walking MBA. Every time he talks, I want to take notes.
Today I serve as the chairman of the Global Entrepreneurship Network, where we work with businesses being launched and scaled in 190 different countries. So when Todd and Darren called me and told me about the concept of this show, I absolutely love that idea.
I think the biggest opportunity for companies raising capital under Reg A Plus is they have to understand the mindset of the retail investor. It's not the product, it's not 200K to 10 million to 20 million. Those are all secondary data points for the average investor. It's the why.
That's what we're hoping to accomplish here, is getting to the reality of who these people are, forging this emotional connection between the viewer and the founders of these companies.
That authenticity is really, really important, especially in an investor pitch. Going public, whether it's a Reg A+, whether it's an IPO, or whether it's just massive growth, takes a set of things you gotta do right, or you'll never get to that scale.
Okay, I want you to get ready because class is in session. Jeff is giving these founders and you, the viewer, invaluable lessons in branding a business, landing your messaging for investors, and what it takes to be a successful publicly traded company.
The downside of going public is it completely changes your life. Scrutiny's heavy. The first thing people do is they say, isn't there already one of those?
Jeff's bringing his wisdom.
When you go public, you have a legal responsibility to manage the money of public shareholders.
Then applying those key lessons for each company.
So let's talk about Hammett. They have some work to do on building out a more well-rounded team. Proven has a problem with branding and messaging to shape their brand around so it stands out.
So whether you are a potential investor, entrepreneur, or like me, who just really likes this stuff, there's something for everyone.
So we're headed to meet with our mentor, Jeff Hoffman, a very seasoned entrepreneur and CEO. It is a bit of a nerve-wracking meeting because he's seen a lot, he knows a lot. We're gonna have to see what kinds of issues he brings up and how we could rise to the occasion.
I want to start by saying it hasn't been that long since you launched Proven, and you're doing an absolutely amazing job.
Proven creates skincare that fits you. It is personalized to you based on data and technology.
When we start to talk about scale, and especially when we start to talk about going public and the scrutiny you're going to have, there's a few areas that we really want to work on. So I want to start by talking about product positioning because it is so important in the market. If you had to give me one and only one reason somebody should pick Proven, what is it?
It is personalized and tailored to you and what you need.
Okay.
It gives you an opportunity to have a lifetime personalized skincare.
All of those benefits are important, but the truth in sales is that people have one resounding reason when they pick a product.
We did do a customer interview exercise where we talked to 30 customers and then we surveyed another 800, and they actually stay Proven customers because they love the simplicity of Proven.
Okay, that was really important what you just said, because that's not really the look and feel of your website right now. If people said it's so much simpler than anything else, then we have to push that harder.
Okay.
We have to say your skincare regimen has never been this simple. Branding is critically important. For companies to really scale, they have to start getting customers that they didn't spend any money marketing. In order to achieve that, you have to build brand. If you want to build your brand, here is step one. You need to find out what is the question that you are the answer to. What are people sitting on their couch right now, turning to their friend and saying, man, where can I blank? You want everybody to say, oh, you need to contact those people. That's brand. You have acquired a customer you spent no money on. Proven has a problem with branding and messaging about finding the line between scientific and emotional. Skincare is a very emotional human experience, but part of the reason they're so good is because they're scientists. So we've got branding and messaging work to do to find the perfect blend of science and care and emotion to shape their brand around so it stands out. By the way, everybody loves your packaging. They like the box you send it in, but here's what I noticed. When I get the product, nothing in there actually says what you did to make this, why is this custom for me? I actually had somebody say, I filled out all those questions and they just said, send her the old person package. She actually said, I'm not sure why this was custom for me.
I think that's really a messaging gap.
It is a messaging gap.
Because there's so much data. I guess we don't do a good enough job of communicating analysis on the back end that we do for each person based on more than 47 factors about them.
Let's create something. It can just be a little thing in there that tells me this mix was specifically created for you because of your high UV, your low, all those things. Let's just print something so they look at it and they say, whoa, they really heard me. That is what I told them.
What Jeff is getting at is the fact that science and personalization is our key differentiation. We have to bring that out more.
We have to go from the science angle and then bring some emotional touch on what the science angle could do for our skin.
I had a question about execution because I think this messaging discussion is so key. What is actually the right process to arrive at the right words?
I actually have a process.
Oh.
I do that for a living.
Oh.
So I have a process that is called creating a corporate vocabulary. So we will schedule that exercise. I will walk you through it. And when we're done, we will come out with your corporate vocabulary for Proven.
It's paramount for us because we're going through a branding exercise right now.
Who are you doing that with?
We're working with a branding agency in New York called Reflex. They actually branded some major icons in the beauty skincare space.
Hello. Hi. This Reflex meeting is to define our brand image. One thing we really need to do well is the entire consumer experience. And right now, our brand image is not yet very strong.
Here's an example of the web design that we've gone through so far. Here's your current design on the left and then what we've been doing.
I really like the larger size of the headlines here because it just breaks things up a little bit more. So my name is Georgia Healy. I'm head of brand marketing at Proven Skincare. I've joined very recently after 11 years at Unilever, which is one of the world's largest beauty and personal care companies in the world. Here at Proven, one of my main goals is to take our brand from good to great. The right side is extremely clean and simple. But I think, one of the reasons that Ming wanted to hire you guys was that she didn't want to go with the same agency that all the startups they use, right? They wanted something that feels a bit more luxurious, and this feels more like everyone else to me.
And I think the feeling that we really love for our customers to have is, oh, this is about me. Like, this is a brand that knows me, understands me, and this is made for me. I think the question we have to answer is what kind of information can we share so that they feel that way? We are very judicious in deciding to invest in this branding effort. We finally have the right pieces to do something like this successfully. So I feel very fortunate about that too.
Ming, Amy, Georgia, I love seeing the woman at the heart of this company taking charge to really build their brand. I can't wait to see the new direction, new assets, and what it means for the next phase of the company.
Gentlemen, I am so excited to have you guys here today. Well, the first thing we're gonna focus on is messaging, because you guys have a couple different reasons why people should care about you.
I would agree with that, Jeff. NGT is an IT academy. We built our company around this kind of premise of zero to engineer, getting people IT training and landing them into a career within months instead of years.
So I want to start by asking you guys this question. What is the one-line sentence that makes me want to come to you guys?
I'll take a crack at this. You can reskill in a tech career in 4 months versus 4 years without the college debt.
I don't love reskill. I like power verbs verbs that I get, that I know what they mean? Do I have to have been an engineer? How deep of an engineer? What level of experience do I have to have?
So zero. Yeah, zero.
Okay,
Practically.
so that's what reskill doesn't do. Means I gotta have some skill. This is for engineers, reskilling.
Right.
We're talking about scaling here, right? So we have to convince a public market that we know who our customer is, and people need to believe that you're gonna keep growing, and growing means people need to believe that among all the choices, lots of people are gonna pick you. So what's the proposition that catches my attention? When you're pitching to the broader public, you have to have a story that's consumer friendly. If you can't explain your story in short, simple, layman's terms that everyone says, oh, I get it. Why would anybody buy your product? Why is your company gonna grow? What's different about you? The story has to be a friendly story, and it has to be presented in a consumer-friendly, concise, powerful way that you have one-liners that they say, oh, I totally get that. I wanna switch gears into another area. I'm being really honest with you guys, right? That's already how our relationship started off. When you take a company public, what everybody wants to know is, your projections look great, Jeff, but I want to be convinced you guys can deliver. If you guys are putting a lot of personal time into building a bricks and mortar school that serves 100 students, they want you to spend your time building the online business that serves thousands of students.
Right.
So pretend I'm that investor who is saying to you guys, are you focusing on the scalable stuff? Or are you spending some time on a really cool project that doesn't scale?
So in the venture capitalist world, they want you to just raise a lot of money and scale super aggressively. And brick and mortar is scary because there's a lot of costs associated with that. But for us, it's not about the profit margins. For us, it's about the student experience. Whether it's in person or online, it doesn't matter. We want to serve all modalities and learn from that to create the best user experience possible.
I'm telling you, when you are talking to the public markets, they are going to say, whether you like it or not, they should focus on the scalable online business, not the in-room class. What you haven't done is drawn a necessity. Guys, I want you to reposition the whole thing. I wouldn't even call it a physical class or bricks and mortar building. I would say we're creating a design facility where we create our online classes. Because then people totally get it. Why do you need this? Because it's where we build the world's greatest classes. We test them with live students so we can talk to them, see the interaction. Then we launch them out into the scalable online business. Theme that better. Their narrative has got to focus more on online scalability and less on talking about those physical facilities, and they're not there yet. I know that's not what you wanted to hear, but here's the good news.
Needed.
I'm not taking your building away, which I thought I was going to at the beginning of this building.
I'm super excited that Jeff actually came around and said, hey, I was gonna get rid of your campus as an advice, but you know, we've met halfway and we're excited that we're keeping our campus.
Let's talk about NGT Academy. I got very concerned at the beginning when they were so excited about building bricks and mortar. No one wants to invest in a bricks and mortar school post-pandemic when everything went virtual. I'm worried about it.
The bottom line, though, for me always is the people running the business and their mission, and I'm aligned with it. Who wouldn't want to work at Amazon? Who wouldn't want to work at Facebook? Who wouldn't want to work at all of these great tech companies? That's the message that I think is lacking, and I think if they get this injection of capital, they should apply that to marketing.
I completely agree with the messaging. They need to pitch better why them, and I don't think we're there yet.
And for Proven, the thing I think is really going to be an issue moving forward, authenticity. Ming is very polished, Amy's very polished, but when we get a little bit of authenticity from Ming, that's when I start to lean in and I'm like, where do I sign?
I think the founders that successfully raise capital in equity crowdfunding communicate their vision, their mission, and their values. And that's different than Amy and Ming going into institutional investors.
Totally.
And there it's about retention, subscription,
LTV,
all of these LTV, CAC, all of these hardcore business terms.
But here's something that's hard for people like Ming to hear. Maybe you shouldn't give the pitch. It is possible that Ming is great for institutional pitches, but someone else at that company should give the retail pitch. The click to invest retail story is a much more human story. That's what the retail investor actually does care about your mission. They got to learn to tell that story. All the elements are on the table. They're just not put together yet.
Okay, we're still just getting started here on Going Public. In the coming weeks, you'll get the inside look at each issuing company's Reg A offering and their path to raising money and growing their businesses. From invaluable mentor sessions to high-pressure investor pitches to the growing pains of scaling a business, this is the journey of Reg A. On the next episode of Going Public, Jeff Hoffman continues his mentorship work with 2 more Reg A companies.
Brand's job is to get people to say, wait, what? You sound like you're running for office, dude. Just saying.
NGT heads east looking for their shot at a familiar investment.
We want to change 1 million lives by 2030. It keeps me up at night.
And Proven heads west in search of new expansion opportunities.
So excited. And I think it's really going to put us on the map.
I'll see you next time on Going Public.